Motivation feels good. There is nothing quite like that moment when something ignites in you. A speech you heard, a story that moved you, a late night conversation that made you see your own potentials in a new way. That feeling of being ready, truly ready, like this time something is different. Well, I'm not going to tell you that that feeling is a lie. It is real. The only problem is it does not last. You know this pattern. You have lived it. You start with energy, with a plan, with a version of yourself that feels like the real one. You know, that one you have been meaning to become. For a few days, maybe a few weeks, you move, you show up, you do the work. And then something happens. Life interrupts. The feeling fades. You wake up one morning and the fire is not there the way it was. And instead of doing the thing anyway, you wait. You wait to feel ready again. You wait to feel inspired again. You wait for the motivation to return like a weather pattern. As if it were something that happens to you rather than something you build. And while you are waiting, the days pass. This is not a character flaw, by the way. This is not a proof that you lack discipline, or that you are not serious enough, or that you do not deserve what you say you want. This is simply what happens when you build your consistency on a foundation of feeling. Feelings change. Every single day, feelings change. But you see, structure does not care how you feel. This is not a cool thing. It is actually mercy. Because when you build a structure, a real one, a practical one, a system that does not ask your emotions for permission, you remove the daily negotiation. You remove the conversation between the part of you that wants to build and the part of you that wants to rest. You remove that decision from the equation. You don't wake up and ask, do I feel like doing this today? You just do it. Think about the thing in your life that happens regardless of how you feel. You go to work even when you're tired. You feed your children even when you're depleted. You honor the commitments that carry consequences. Not because you feel motivated every morning, but because the structure around them, the expectation, the routine, the system, removes the option of not showing up. Your dream deserves that same non-negotiability. So what does structure look like? It looks like a time on the calendar that is not up for discussion. Not I will work on this when I have the energy. A specific time, written down, protected. It looks like an environment that makes the work easier than not doing the work. Something like where you sit, what is in front of you, what is not in front of you. Structure lives in the details that most people dismiss as small, because most people are still waiting for motivation to make the details irrelevant. It looks like a sequence so familiar it becomes automatic. You do not decide each morning whether to do it. You simply enter the sequence. The way you enter the routine of brushing your teeth, not because you love it, not because you feel inspired by it, or because it's simply what you do. You don't want your mouth smelling. That is the difference between the person who keeps starting over and the person who is quietly, steadily moving forward. Not louder, not more gifted, not more motivated, just more structured. I want to tell you something about the people who are building the things you admire. Most of them are not doing it on fire. They are not in a permanent state of inspiration and passion and burning desire. Some mornings, they sit down to do the work and feel nothing extraordinary. No electricity, no vision, no sense that today is the day that something great will happen. They sit down anyway because they built a structure that holds them even on the days their feelings do not. Because they understood at some point that waiting for the right feeling is the most expensive form of procrastination. It costs you not just time, but the compounding return of time. The person who shows up consistently at 70% will always outbuild the person who shows up brilliantly at 100% twice a year. Listen, people who rely on motivation stay inconsistent. People who build structures move forward. Steady, slow movement. Quietly, daily, without announcement, without needing the moment to feel significant, without waiting for the word to confirm that they are on the right path. They do not need motivation. You need a structure that holds you accountable to the version of yourself you have already decided to become. Build it and then show up for it every day. That's just it.